Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Paul Dovey. I'm a local photographer in the Mobile area. I've been retired from the railroad now 9 years, and I've had the great fortune to work with a local photographer on a lot of projects, but I also like to shoot a lot of wildlife photography. But this photo I took today, it was on one of those assignments, and as you can see, it's a straight, clear blue sky. Nothing really impressive about it as far as I'm concerned, because I like to see some clouds in my photos. So I'm going to show you with Luminar 4 how we can add a sky to it, and it makes it very simple. But before I do that, I'm going to start with making a new layer. And with that, I'm going to do a selection, because there's something I know when I did this picture, when it finally came out, there was a little bit of a blue tint to the white area. So I'm going to take my selection tool, I'm going to enlarge it, and I'm going to sit there and select the building. And I'm going to go over and take care of all this area, because I want all this in the mask. Because when I add, after I finish the sky, you'll see by doing this, it makes a difference. All right, make my mask. And I'm going to go along and pick out the building. This photo was taken with a Nikon D850, which is 46 megapixel. It's a pretty large image, but I'm making sure I get all the outline of the building, because I really don't want the sky effect added to this. All right, I think I pretty much have it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on the selection, the type of what I want. And in this particular one, I want strictly the layer mask, a new layer. So I click OK. And now I have that mask. Well, I'm going to turn it off, but I'm going to pull it down below this one. And I'm going to turn this one on, because this is the one that is going to be called the Luminar 4. And this is the one I'm going to do the sky to. All right, I go up to my filters, come down to Skylum software, and select my Luminar 4. It takes a little bit to open up. I'm working on an iMac. I use shortcuts a lot. I don't know a lot of the shortcuts on a PC, but in the future I'll try to have that information when I use shortcuts. Okay, come over to the creative icon, double click it, and it opens up the AI sky replacement. You open that up, here's your sky selections. One thing, if you like I do when I'm out on a shoot and I have nice skies with clouds, I'll take pictures of them and I put them on a folder in one of my hard drives. You can sit there and use those by going to, load a custom skyline or sky image. Well, this one here, I know the blue sky 4 is the one I'm going to use on this. So I click on that and you can see it added the sky in. It did change the exposure somewhat. There's one thing that happens a lot of times when I'm working with sand dunes or a beach scene and I change the skies out. You have to draw the horizon down. On this one, it won't show that much, but when it's dealing with that, there'll be a little gray line. Well, draw it all the way down and I'll close that gap. It won't look strange. I don't fool with the horizon positioning, because this one here is all set up. You can experiment with it when you use Luminar 4. Relight the scene. Here's an interesting thing. You would think it would lighten it up. It's adding light. Well, no, it's taking it away. I always draw this down on a bright sunny day. I don't fool with sky global. I go into my advanced settings, and this is where the rubber meets the road. I don't fool with these two first ones, but sky defocus. Sometimes your clouds are so sharp and clear, the clarity is sharp. I don't like it being too sharp where your eyes get drawn to that and not to the subject of the picture. Well, I'll draw down a little bit on that and make it defocus. All right, say you don't like the clouds where they're positioned. Well, click the flip sky and you can see this area moved over. Click it off. Now it's over here. So that works if you have a sky that you're not happy where it's situated. It might interfere with the subject of your picture. Now, my next step is atmospheric haze. All right, on the Gulf Coast, in the summertime, you have a lot of haze because of the humidity. Stuff is in the air. We have a lot of forest fires sometimes around here, especially this time of the year. We're having drought, and so there's been some fires, and it does give you a little haze in the sky. Well, if you need a little bit, you can kick a little bit in there. I do, particularly for this day. Sky temperature. Here's where you can really adjust things. Say it's a late evening or early morning. Well, look what it does. It adds a little glow to it, a little orange glow. Well, this was the middle of the day. I want that thing bright. All right, sky exposure. This is where sometimes the image looks a little dark, and I've seen it happen. Well, look what happens if you go to the left, it darkens it up. Well, I'm going to kick it up because I know this was a bright, sunny day. All right, click apply. Now the process is going on where the mask is taking care of putting the sky into your original picture. So this will take a few seconds. And then I'll show you using that one layer mask what it'll do. And I'll show you what happens in that flag part of it. Okay, here it comes. Here's our finished image right now. Now you can see it changed some of the white in that flag. Well, let's click that off. There's the before, there's the after. Can you see that little bit of color into the flag? Well, you remember that layer mask I made? Pull it up. Now you see it went back white. I'll turn that off. Look at it. So now the image looks more like what I saw today. That's just an added step. I have yet to figure out how in Luminar 4 to get it to where it's like this. So just for safety, I always do that occasionally. It's not necessary, but I'm going to sit there and do all the layers together, and there's my final image. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Join me in future podcasts. Click the subscribe button below and subscribe to my channel. Also click that bell. It'll give you notices when I post new tutorials, and I will be doing quite a few in the near future. Friends of mine have asked me to show them what I do. So I hope you enjoy this. Have a wonderful day and be safe. Thank you.